So you relieve a little bit of pressure from the chest.
It's still gonna be on top of his shoulder, in a sense. So I'll just jump right into it. So if I'm here, right? So see how my butt is still on top of his shoulder here.
You move a little.
I move away to bring his arm away. You see that? If I do this, which is a common thing people might do, so now Lolo can come up, and this can be problematic for me. Whereas, I go back a little bit. If I manage to sit on top of him here, now he tries to do the same, it's quite difficult for him to do that because I'm putting my weight on top of him. Make sense? So you want to slide, but you just want his arm away from his body. Other questions?
Yeah, I think it's the other guy. No.
It's my, not in the ankle, not on my hand.
Yeah, you have to have it on top of your thigh.
Most time, exactly the same position.
This is a
when
good
I
question.
push my
This.
wrist,
Yeah.
just,
So when I throw, I want to make sure I get this as deep as possible, right? Okay. So that now my wrist is not compromised, right? But if, let's say, my wrist is pretty bad, so what I want you to do now is to turn back towards his legs, adjust, and then you can come back down.
Come back. Okay.
There's a small little adjustment, but I've had inflammation in both of my arms because of stuff like this. So if I had my hand like this, so keep going, you will hurt yourself, but also it takes away a lot of the leverage you have in the ball. So if you're like this, it's much more better. I'll show it over to this side here as well. So what I'm talking about is my hand that's coming through. I want it as deep as possible here, right? If it's shallow, you see how my wrist is compromised? And as I'm putting pressure, I'm actually kind of wrist locking myself, right? So if you are ever in this scenario, turn back towards his legs, adjust your grip so you get it as deep as possible, and then you can come back down again once you have the arm deep enough. Okay? Other questions? Oh, let's...
Sometimes the guy who's trying to hit, they lock their hands on my butt.
Yeah.
So something like that.
So that's where the extraction thing comes quite well in. Some really big guys, like let's say 120 kilo muscle, it's gonna be rough no matter how you do it. But with your average Joe, it should be enough. So you go here, if he grabs his hands together, right? So now, see how I use the extraction, I use my foot, I use my hand on the floor to pull his arm away. You see that? And most grips you can break like this. And then, of course, I'm using my whole body against his arms to work. So a lot of the times, it takes a little bit of patience and just constantly butt scooting your down on his ribs to put pressure on him. More like, I would say 90 degrees out from his body.